What a pace.
Mosley's digging in and gritting his teeth. I was listening around press row, guys. The consensus here, it's 5-0 Mosley. And, you know, there's only 7 rounds left, folks. So Margarito's in a deep hole, if that's true. Maybe 4-1 at most, I think. But
that's one of the things. People knew Shane's chance to win tonight was going to be by decision and taking the first 5-6 rounds of the fight. He's done what he needed to do. Now he's got to be able to sustain the rhythm of the fight, and that's the question against a pressure fighter like Margarito.
And my question would be, will Father Time catch up with it? 12 rounds is a long time. Margarito closing in and defeats one on the inside.
I just cannot fathom the amount of right hands and compared to right hand misses that Mosley has landed tonight.
Setting it up with the jab perfectly in. Now he's just working the left hand, guys.
I thought he could make a case for Margarito having won that last round. But Mosley came on in the last minute. He dominated the last minute of the round. So it may be a shutout at this point.
Break! Nice and relaxed. Nice and relaxed.
That's certainly something Sugar Ray Leonard, who's sitting ringside here, would appreciate. Doubling up on the jab.
Cabeza, watch your heads, gentlemen. Okay.
Margarito just doesn't have that good that he had against Cotto, as he kept pressing forward and landing punches, as Cotto was like a whirling dervish around him. The difference has been the accuracy of Mosley. Oh, big right hand right there. I mean, how many more, guys?
And it's the audacity of Shane to stand there and to land it. And the lack of Margarito's ability to counterpunch him effectively. I think that's been the key, because if you remember the Cotto fight, Cotto got counterpunched. Here, the Tijuana Tornado is missing on the counterattack, and that's been the difference in the inability to wear down Shane Mosley so far.
Mosley all of a sudden is backing up Margarito.
You remember, he did that against Mayorga when everybody thought he was going to be the man that would be backed up by the Nicaraguan former champion.
I'm looking at the face of Margarito.
Margarito's on the ropes.
You know, Margarito's beginning to look a little weathered and a little jaded in his face. If you take a look.
Yeah, big right hand from Mosley on the ropes. Oh, another right hand. Another right hand from Mosley. It's been there all night.
This is incredible. I thought maybe Mosley could win this fight, but it's a wipeout right now.
And it's better than the Cotto fight in terms of the opposition's ability to hurt Antonio Margarito. I think he's been surprised by the punching power of Sugar Shane Mosley, not to mention the speed of the man from Pomona, who tonight has a chance to win the welterweight title that he won in 1997 for the first time.
Wow. Huge round for Sugar Shane Mosley.
Take a listen to Javier Capetillo.
Tienes que entrar caminando para tu derecha, para tu derecha, para agarrar por tu derecha. Estás dejando toda la iniciativa.
You're letting him take the initiative. You need to go to the body.
Entonces, porque el control es control mental.
Come on, you've got to start connecting. You've got to think about things.
Tienes que
Nelson,
you need to be active. You need to get out there.
Está apuntando, ¿por qué le espera?
The governor, Arnold Schwarzenegger, alongside Sylvester Stallone. Look at the tranquility in the blue corner of Shane Mosley.
He made no adjustment.
Again, having Margarito back up against the ropes, which is, people figured it was going to be the other way around. Walking Margarito down, backing him up. That round really was an annihilation of Antonio Margarito by Sugar Shane Mosley.
And for the first time,
halfway home, scheduled for 12, and Margarito is beginning to sense an urgency, I would think.
And we talked about Shane Mosley erasing the smile off of his face. I think he did that in the last round, and he's continuing to do it here in the 7th.
But just the way the speed of the jab setting up the right hand. It's almost too easy. The right hand is almost too easy. Now we're going to check the tape.
You know, having predicted myself that Oscar De La Hoya would beat Manny Pacquiao, I was mad at myself after that fight because I've always said, and I've always maintained, that boxing is a speed sport. Speed of hand, and that's what Mosley has tonight.
Okay, that roughing him up now.
And look at the legs of Antonio Margarito. He's not on firm ground in terms of standing his ground and planting in order to connect against Shane Mosley, who's leaning his body against him and getting the best of the exchanges. There he takes a good uppercut by Margarito, but now it doesn't phase Mosley.
If this continues, we have a performance for the ages,
Get your hand out,
folks.
Shane.
Oh, yeah. Just stamp the man's ticket to Canastota.
If this continues,
Hands are free, gentlemen. Manos libres.
it'll be one of the great victories and performances, not just because he would win, it's the way he's winning. But anything can happen.
And we're talking about a guy who was a rather severe underdog to Antonio Margarito going
Don't
into
push
this.
his head down, baby.
And
Don't
who
push
a
his head
guy,
down. Stop.
and a man who,
Deep breath.
despite the fact that he's got 38 knockouts and 45 fights, Shane Mosley was always thought of as a guy who doesn't hit hard. But ask his opponent.
Double right hand.
Ask Margarito, and I will after this fight.
Manos
If you
libres.
can, I
Hands
don't
are
know if
free.
you'll be able to speak.
Hands are free. Just put your hand out, Shane. And your both hands will be free.
And listen, Antonio Margarito's a great fighter, folks. Make no mistake about it. Sometimes it's the matchups that matter, but we're not looking at a guy. Left hand now from Mosley.
And he switched to southpaw a little bit, and he said he has trouble with southpaws and guys who have longer reaches, and that's the case with Mosley. I think his reach and his speed both have really surprised Margarito, but I think the power of Mosley is the one thing that he never expected.
And then look at the defense, the head movement from Sugar Shane Mosley. Pounding out with the jab, following up the right hand.
Hands are free. They're clean.
Margarito's inefficiency to the body really has been the key to this game.
Mosley just clapped his hands and then said, bring it on. And Margarito attempted to, but not much damage.
Don't pull his head
I
down.
wouldn't be clapping my hands to Antonio
No,
Margarito.
but is Mosley showing contempt for him at this point? That would be a
10 seconds.
mistake.
Stop at the bell.
He
Para
said,
la campana.
I have to keep myself from getting too overconfident. Obviously, he knew something, but I hope he remembers that all it takes is one mistake against a puncher like Antonio Margarito. And once again, goes to the corner, battered after 7.